Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, Monday afternoon show. Back at it. Bit of house cleaning at the top of the show. I know in yesterday's show we said the Seltzer was live today. It's like Kanye in releasing an album. It's going to come when it's going to come. It's a couple days away. Technology isn't there yet, and we're having problems with the site. Little tech issues because it's not there. I've been telling you this for years.
It wasn't problems with the site at all. It was things that need to be tested to make sure when 1,000 assholes come here and start buying shit that it doesn't get all fucked up.
Those tests should have been done forever ago, though.
Well, that's not a tech issue. That's
it is. Who's running it? Tech people.
Yeah. Well, that's you can't blame people for the technology.
Yeah, you can.
No.
It's like Justin Timberlake said. I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you come get on top of me? I want a fucking human, dude. I'm tired of dealing with technology. God damn it.
I don't think that's what he said.
It's exactly what he said. And then he pulled off Janet Jackson's nipple cover, and it was a goddamn party. Wanted to ask you real quick here before we get into today's guest. Dan, is Ukraine winning this war? Because it sure seems like it.
No. What makes you think that?
They've killed, allegedly, now this is according to whatever news you believe in anymore, if there is news to believe in, 3,600 Russian soldiers. And they said on CNN this morning that according to White House sources, Russia seems frustrated with the progress of the war in Ukraine, that they haven't steamrolled these guys yet.
That might be true, yeah, but I don't believe anything that comes from the Ukraine either. There's got to be room in this conversation for Vladimir Putin being a total piece of shit human being that's trying to, after Boris Yeltsin launched him into power in the 90s, to reimagine the Soviet Union, as it were, back in the day, but and also realize that Zelensky is a guy who's put his political opponents in prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a guy who is deeply connected to the World Economic Forum, like Justin Trudeau and all these other cunts. Fuck that shit, dude. You don't have to take a side every time. Sometimes you get to sit back and watch two assholes fight each other.
100%, and that's where I'm at right now. But I'm surprised that this isn't over.
I'm not, because Putin's trying to limit his exposure internationally. If he knows if he's too brutal, then people will have to do something about it. But if he just kind of putters around in there a little bit, enough, like his goal was obviously to do that long enough to frustrate the citizenry and get Zelensky to fucking flee and resign, and so he can install a puppet there like he did last time. It just didn't work out that way for him.
Yeah, and I don't really know what to make of it because as of a couple hours ago, they had scheduled peace talks between one another in Belarus. Both sides are heading back to their own countries to decide what was talked about, and then they're going to re-meet again Tuesday or Wednesday. I guess I never thought Putin would even do that shit. I thought he would just send in 100%.
No. That's what this is all about. It's about slow encroachment. Take like the territory he's taken to connect the Donbass or whatever the fuck it's called to Crimea and some of the other stuff in the Northeast. That shit is going to stay under Russian control. Mm-hmm. And then next time he launches an incursion, he'll have an even bigger spot to start from, including Belarus and then some other stuff. So, this is... It's definitely not going as he planned. I don't think he anticipated the Ukraine being this tough. Mm-hmm. But it's not just that the Ukraine is tough. Be very careful about anything you believe. Pretty much everything you've seen about these heroic tales from the Ukraine so far have been lies. It's just been Western media propaganda, and within a couple of days you find out, there's no ghost of fucking Kyiv or
Kyiv. Yeah.
The ghost of Kiev is real.
No, he's not. Steven Seagal is not over there fighting for the Russians.
Joe Rogan posted that and then deleted it and then had to put a retraction and an apology statement up.
Oh, did he apologize? I thought he was kidding. Did he really think Steven Seagal was over there?
Yes, and he put up another picture. I was right before I walked in today.
Yeah,
other pictures are floating around of the Ukrainian president wearing full gear.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, right? Because Tim Kennedy fact-checked that one, and I saw
a lot of people fact-checked it.
Yeah, Instagram.
It is what it is. The first casualty of war is always the truth. I didn't say that. Somebody much smarter than me did a long time ago. But yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. That's why from the outset of this, I've said I don't really get too emotionally invested in what the fuck's happening in Ukraine, because I feel like if we're worried about a border, it should be our own southern border. And America first doesn't necessarily mean America only, but it does mean America first. And our vice president was over in Germany trying to negotiate peace and security for the Ukrainian border, while 150,000 fucking people are coming across ours every single month. And now we've got a guy here today, Scott LoBaido, who's an artist, New Yorker, patriot, and doesn't really give a fuck. So I've been trying to get you on for a while now because I think you're hilarious. I mean, you say a lot of stuff that I agree with as well, but your delivery is very funny to me. So, and your art is dope as shit too.
Yeah, welcome to the show, man. We see your artwork in the background. How long you been painting? Before we went on the show, you and I were chatting. You were like, all these other fucking artists selling unicorns with rainbows and shit for millions and millions of dollars online. I don't get it either. How long you been an artist, and are you dabbling into the NFT space soon?
How you doing, gentlemen? Thanks for having me on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been an artist my whole life. I'm on the backside of 50, happily. But I got into the patriotic art back in the 90s when I went to go find myself in the world of art in Manhattan, as they say, because I'm from the Isle of Staten, which is one of the 5 boroughs of Manhattan. But Staten Island is not New York City, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're flag wavers. We like that Second Amendment. I'm a NASCAR fan. I don't pronounce my R's properly. I am not your typical hoity-toity Upper West Side fucking I hate America artist. And when I saw that back in the 90s, when I went to go find my niche, I said, "Fuck this, man! I don't want any part of this fucking America hating, bite the hand that feeds you bullshit. I don't care how fucking famous or rich they were gonna make me." I stepped right the fuck out. I said, "Fuck this! I'm gonna bring that flag back to life." Patriotism was at like a taboo point back in the 90s. You know, it fluctuates like in the 60s and so on. And I said, no fucking way. I'm going to bring that flag back to life through art, the unusual suspect.
Well, that's a very Staten Island viewpoint. I mean, I don't know. People from Middle America and probably even from the West Coast don't know much about New York, but Staten Island is where all the cops from New York City live. Yeah, like it's a very cops, patriotic firemen. Place. Yeah. All the first responders live over there because they don't want to live in fucking.
It's too expensive.
Anywhere else. Now, I mean, well, back in the day, it wasn't that expensive in Bronx and shit like that, but people just
now it is. Yeah.
Now it's expensive.
Even Harlem's built up now.
Yeah, that's the Clintons, right? They fucking
crazy.
They stole all that money. Well, they funneled all that money in from Russia and Ukraine and shit.
Stop. They don't steal anything. Those are good fucking people.
You've got a love-hate relationship with the Clintons. You love to hate them. So how's that going?
It's good, actually. I was taken, I guess, in for questioning many moons ago when Hillary was running for our senator here in New York City. Meanwhile, she wasn't even from here, and she fucking won.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. But I had a little creative thing I did that the Secret Service didn't take too well.
Well, fuck
and what was it exactly?
She came to Staten Island for a fundraiser. This is, I think, 2000. So it was about 20 years ago. And I got wind of it. So I had this giant banner and I painted the scene from the Wizard of Oz, when the house falls on the witch and her legs roll up. And I painted that. And on the top, I just wrote, "Get the fuck out of our neighborhood before somebody drops a house on you." So they kind of took that as a threat.
That's pretty aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, but it was all good. I got, you don't fuck around with the Secret Service,
Right.
It was funny though. He was like, let me see your ID. And I know the routine. And he says, okay. Comes back to me 2 minutes later. He goes, "Bring me to your car. I want to see, just make sure you don't have any guns and nothing." And I was like, "No problem." And I said, "It's my buddy's van. He let me use it to bring the thing down here." And he goes, "Yeah, I know. You got a 1951 Buick registered in your father's name." This was 3 fucking minutes after I gave him my license. So you don't fuck around with the Secret Service. But it was funny anyway.
Did it help make a name? Yeah, did it help make a name for yourself? Like, did everybody start to know who you were?
That was one of the one of thousands of protests like that, across the city, across the country. My art, people just, they think I just do these beautiful paintings, which I do. And it pulls out a positive emotion most of the time. But then there's the ugly side of me where I go out in the fucking street and throw like a bucket of blood in front of the DA's office like I did a couple of weeks ago. and got arrested for that. Fake blood, washable red paint, and I put some props down, cop hat, because all the fucking murder and mayhem going on here because of these woke jerk-offs like D.A. Braggs and the story, the fucking story.
Yeah.
So I like to bring attention to them in a creative way. I'm the voice for the people who can't do shit like that.
That's great. Yeah, I remember seeing that and wondering who it was. How do you promote yourself via these protests and everything else? Is your social media big? You don't seem like the type of guy that likes technology.
I don't, but I had to do the social media thing. Like I said, everybody's jumping on the wagon, and I've been this pro-American. I've been fighting the politically correct cancel culture since the 90s when nobody even knew what the fuck it was. And I was on the front page in handcuffs, getting arrested, fighting against this shit. And everybody laughed at me. There's the tinfoil hat fucking, look at Scott, he's the crazy artist. And I'm like, listen to me. Years from now, this fucking PC bullshit is going to turn into Godzilla and destroy this country. And here the fuck we are. And nobody's laughing anymore. So there was a lot of that. Before social media, I would just go out there and do it. And it would get a ton of like regular media attention and, local papers and shit. But they don't carry me anymore because they fear me because I don't succumb to the isms of their agenda. So social media does help, but I keep getting shut down. I had 300,000 followers on TikTok a few months ago. Damn, they shut me down. So I'm at my 4th TikTok now. Again, they show 14-year-old girls, dripping toothpaste out of their mouth sexually, dogs getting eaten, people getting shot, hit by cars. But I speak the truth or talk about patriotism. I'm the fucking worst person in the world. It's that whole censorship bullshit, but it's all good. It just makes me go out in the street and bust their nuts a little harder.
Are you married at all? Do you have kids?
Unfortunately, I do not have kids. And fortunately, because this is my children is this country and fighting every fucking day, traveling the country, promoting patriotism, defending our veterans, confronting these flag burning, hating motherfucking hypocrites. So I wouldn't be able to do both because this is just, I can't control. Trust me, you think I don't want to be down the fucking Jersey Shore at the local fair doing characters, having a nice picket fence, a puppy dog, a couple of kids, and a hot wife? It's not happening.
Yeah, you've given up on the Long Beach Island dream, huh? That's all done.
I go to visit once in a while, but I can't. There's too much to fight. There's too much to fight every fucking day.
Well, how's your work going since Biden took office? Because I'm looking at the paintings behind you and everything you stand for and believe in. One would have to think it would almost help an artist like yourself sell more paintings.
Well, it took a while, but now I've become somewhat famous. Again, I was doing this flag thing before anybody else. There was people doing it, but nobody wanted it. It was taboo. I mean, I was like, fuck this art world. I'm going to bring this flag back to life. They want to step on it in the gallery. They want to call it oppressive. When us artists have more freedoms than any fucking body in the world, we get to test the boundaries of their First Amendment. And here you have the majority, as you know, the majority of the music industry, the acting, the artists, they all fucking hate this country. They all want socialism. Meanwhile, they have the freest fucking lives. And it makes me fucking nuts. So I said, here's my fucking calling. I'm going to bring that that flag back to life and let people know what it represents. It's not perfect, this country, but it's the best. And our flag, that American flag that I've been painting for 30 years straight, all different kinds, all different ways. Again, like you asked the question, it was like pulling teeth. Nobody wanted it on their building or on their car. And little by little, it started to grow. And people saw, the flag, not just on a pole, they saw it on the side of a building, 3-dimensional. My flags aren't just flat. And unfortunately, it took 9/11 to bring people back to that patriotic moment, if you remember. Mm-hmm. And then it was like the phone couldn't stop ringing off the hook.
Well, it's weird.
I want you to paint a flag. I want to,
It's this whole thing is weird with, especially with the celebrity class, athletes, actors, musicians, so on and so forth. It's something that is the Zenio crowd, the younger crowd, has really adopted as well. Like, we are the resistance. We're the counterculture. Dude, if every major corporation if all the tech companies, if the fucking media and all the universities all agree with you and promote your ideology, you are not the resistance. You're the man.
Yeah.
You're now the establishment, you stupid motherfucker. Like, how did
Exactly.
I don't understand how people don't see this. And it's weird.
And that's what separates me. Now, look, you know why I consider myself a great artist? Not because of the execution of my work. There's 1,000 people I could hit with a stick around me that are fucking genius artists. What makes me a great fucking artist is that I'm still fucking begging for money. I mean, I sell my work, but I give it away. It goes right back to the fight, making banners against things in the governor and the mayor. I keep rolling it. But what makes me a great artist is that I did not succumb to the isms of the fucking elitist club. Exactly what you just said.
Yeah,
that's exactly what the art world hates my fucking guts because I didn't succumb to their club. It's a fucking club. If you're not America hating, homocentric, this or that, I don't give a fuck. I have tons of liberal artist friends. I don't give a fuck with anybody. I don't care if you're fucking a two-headed goat. You're my friend, but don't try to change my fucking life. And that's why the art world that's why I sleep at night, because I fucking made it without them. I didn't need them. Oh, I busted my ass. I sacrificed, but I was true to myself. And I know that's what makes me a great artist, not the execution of my work.
Also, you're smoking cigarettes inside a building right now. That you kind of are my hero already.
It's part of the performance.
I love it. I love all of it. We get a couple questions from the audience here. Elon G is saying, ask him about the huge treehouse built behind the Clintons' house in Chappaqua. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
Why would he? I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
The treehouse in Chappaqua.
Apparently, it's pretty well known there. You got it, Bob?
Yeah, she likes to cosplay as the witch from Hansel and Gretel. She eats children back there sometimes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's honestly like this is such conservative nonsense. Like, just let her eat kids sometimes. It's fucking fine.
Eat children is fucking great.
Yeah. That's really fucking funny.
This is America. You can't be a politician and eat children anymore.
I guess
what
not.
The hell's going on, man?
I guess not. The other question is, somebody's asking how much that flag is, the 76 one behind you. How much does that sell for?
That was sold. I sold that already. It was a commission. The gentleman's going to pick it up next week. I sold it for $8,500.
You motherfucker, dude. You come on here with paintings in the background and they're not for sale to the people? Of course they're going to ask.
The one on the right, that one on the left, that big one, that's for sale for $80,000.
Holy
that one,
shit.
$4,500.
How big is that?
Hold on. I unveiled this in Times Square a couple of weeks ago on Election Day. This is the official portrait of President Biden.
Oh, that's good.
That's amazing.
The empty suit. Look at the presidential logo.
Oh, it's got the clown in there. We've got shirts with that on there. That's great.
Yeah, that's for sale. I got a lot of stuff for sale.
That's really clever. Really clever. And you also got a deer head back there. Are you a hunter?
No, I sculpt and I deck out my truck with weird stuffed animals. I just collect stuff. I can't feed anything. So I get these dead animals that I like to be around, but I don't have to feed them.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I'm a big fan of that. You know,
I'm an artist.
You're an artist. You're into amateur taxidermy. I never mind that at all. You know,
Yeah.
whenever somebody can just get their hands on a dead animal and kind of inject it full of what they want and leave it around, that's great.
Well, he didn't say anything about injecting it. What are you talking about?
I'm just taking guesses.
Yeah,
here.
you're just adding shit to it now.
I made there was a path of like, do I, because I'm a little crazy, do I become the serial killer or do I become the artist? So I went with the art.
Yeah, no, I'm
But
proud of you.
still some serial killer attributes, though, right?
Yes.
A little bit.
You take the good parts away from serial killers and hang on to that and get rid of all the murder.
Yeah.
And the eating people, too, because I'm told that's really bad for your digestive system.
It's a rumor. I'm not willing to.
That's how
confirm
mad
that.
cow happened, was cows eating other cows.
Was it really?
Yeah, motherfucker. You don't want that.
shit.
You don't want mad human disease. Then you're going to start voting for Democrats.
How are the rest of your friends that live in your neighborhood? Are they kind of the same way politically?
Well, Staten Island is the last beacon of red in this city. And when I travel the country, I've been through every state 3 times over in one sitting, painting these giant American flags, living with every American you can imagine, living off the land. And they always ask me like, "Oh, you're from New York City? Oh, you must be a flag burning fucking liberal." No. Staten Island is like the little town in West Virginia or in Wyoming. It's just working fucking people that don't give a fuck who you're sleeping with. They they just want to fucking live. They just want to live and work. They bust their ass. Firemen, cops, military, veterans, carpenters, sanitation. I come from all of that, and that's the beauty of Staten Island. So yeah, but no, there's a lot of liberals here. It's it's a 65-35 split, and the liberal community, most of them hate my fucking guts. I get attacked. I get my car damaged because I'm right in their face. I don't pull back. I don't fucking I don't fear. I have no fear.
Yeah, no, I again, when you were smoking cigarettes inside, I knew you had no fear inside of you, and that makes me super proud.
I think Staten Island went 60% for Trump in 2020.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 60%.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think more than that.
It could have been more, yeah, it depends. It depends on who you believe regarding voting, too, but yeah.
Yeah, we've got primaries here tomorrow.
Well, they start tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And it goes through March the 15th or some shit.
I believe, I know there was mail-in balloting, so I'm not sure if it's that or what's walk-in, what isn't anymore. It's become so confusing, it's hard to keep up with. How much are you in the insider world of politics? Like, are you amped for November or not amped?
That is my fucking Super Bowl.
It is, okay.
I love fucking, listen, everybody's like, Trump 2024, we got to win 20. I said, shut the fuck up. 2024 is a fucking million years away. 2022, this November, if we lose this, we do not get that fucking House or Senate back, I'm telling you, we're fucked. And I'm an optimist. And I've been involved with politics for 30 fucking years. And we have to get that. And I'm seeing some pretty shit. I'm seeing a lot of liberals come over the fucking over the fence. A lot of them. And that's a good thing. And I my social media platform, I bitch and rant every day. And I've been saying lately, I'm like, do not fucking gloat when one of your Democratic liberal friends comes over and says, I've seen a light. Do not gloat. We don't want to fucking gloat. After the election, we're fucking gloating. But for now, just get them over here. Get them over because it's so fucking bad. It's so stupid. And a lot of these liberals that I've known for so long, they're so intellectual and well-read. And, we were always the primitive, ogre, knuckle-dragging, conservative, flag-waving fucking idiots. And now they're the fucking knuckle-draggers. Let me bring this up. As an artist, liberalism, okay? Again, I'm 57. I remember the 60s and 70s. But a liberal back in the day was that fucking hippie with the beard and the beads, and he stunk, and he smoked pot, and he put flowers and rifles, and he loved all art and free expression. They're gone. The new liberal is the new fascist. They're the ones that hate. They're violent. Violence, I get so much violence against me. I'm not a violent person. I'll defend myself. I've been in many bar fights. Not a tough guy, but I will defend the fuck out of myself. But they're the new fascists. They're the ones tearing down the artwork now. They hate art. They're violent. You see how fucking sad how it switched?
Well, I don't think it ever really, I don't think it switched. I just think people were exposed for who they really are.
Transformed.
Right?
It transformed.
Like people, especially the progressives, but the establishment liberals are responsible for a lot of the bullshit that's happened in this country over the last 60 years or so. Like in the 20th century, every single war we were in was started by or joined by a Democrat, right? That's a matter of public record. You can look that shit up.
Well played.
But it's always been, the right has always been more focused on leave me alone. Like I'm cool. I like this country. Go do whatever you want. Leave me alone. And then with Newt Gingrich in the early 90s, that piece of shit, it turned into this fucking family first shit, which is really just code for now Republicans want to get involved in your day-to-day life. Like, no, we don't want you involved either, bitch. Like, just leave us alone. Let us do what we want to do. You know what I mean?
Listen, here's why we're at where we're at right now. It's this fucking simple. We left and right, let's just break it down. Left and right, liberal, conservative, whatever. That's what this country is. And we sometimes, like in the 60s or whatever, we went a little up left, and then the 80s we went right and so forth. But eventually we always meet in the middle. The problem is the last 7, 8 years or so, the left made the mistake of going too far left, way the fuck out there. And therefore, what you did was wake up, like you said, those people, the conservatives, the working people, the gears that keep this fucking machine going, who are always fucking quiet. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who you're fucking, what gender you are. I don't care. But when you're going to send a 7-foot guy, hairy motherfucker with a skirt in to the bathroom where my 6-year-old girl is, I got a fucking problem with that. Just one example. So you woke up, they woke up these people who did not want to fucking be aggressive and confrontational. And here we are. Hence, the only reason that Trump got elected was that exact reason.
Well, it was going to be some populist, and it's the reason that Bernie Sanders was so popular back then as well, is because people are tired of people like fucking Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton and George Bush and people like that whose entire life has been about politics. Like politics is not a job. It is a service to your country.
It is for a lot of people, though.
No, it is for most people that are involved in it.
Yeah.
And, that's a big problem. Politicians are all cunts, obviously. So.
Obviously. Are you a type of guy that watches like the State of the Union address? Tomorrow night, Biden is going to do the State of the Union. Do you watch that and get ideas for art afterwards?
I think they should. I think Netflix should have given him like a Chappelle-style deal, because this is going to be one of the best comedy shows we've seen in years. Watching this bumbling retard stand up there and try to explain the fucking it's like Baghdad Bob back in the day at the early part of the Iraq invasion, where the entire country is on fire. There's American tanks in the background. He's like, it's all good. We're doing great, guys. So what the fuck is he going to say?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Earlier this morning, they said they had to change the speech, and they've got to go. They're saying they're focusing a little bit more on Ukraine and Russia. I'm wondering how he's going to be able to do it for those things usually run close to 2 hours. Bob, what's the longest one? I know Trump gave a pretty long one.
There's probably somebody under the podium just injecting them with B12 and crystal meth the whole time.
It's got to be. But does that help your art? Like, do you watch tomorrow night and then immediately wake up in the morning and do something afterwards? Go ahead, Bob.
Sorry, the longest...
The longest one was what, Bob?
The longest State of the Union address was 1 hour and 28 minutes. That was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
In 2000.
So I haven't seen Biden do any more than, I think, 30, 35 minutes tops. If he's running at an hour and 20 minutes, do you watch something like this and then pick things from it to create the next day?
Yes. Every moment, everything I see, it's endless. It's like there's 90% of artists always have, I don't know what a block is. I don't know what a creative block is. If I could live to 100 million years, I will have that many ideas to complete. And right now, it's just fucking candy for me. It's candy. Even when it's good, it's candy. My main objective is just preaching about the good things about this country, our veterans, our military, our first responders, why this country's great. And then there's this side where the ugly fucking art comes out of me, which is about this fucking rickety old Skittle eating tool bag. Yes, inspiration. Fucking A. Fuck yeah.
Was the word tool bag in there? I thought I heard
tool bag.
Oh, tool bag. Yeah. Okay.
Rickety old Skittle-eating tool bag.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you threw another scrotum on him, that's amazing.
A New Yorker that's an Italian-American and a patriot is going to be able to string together some pretty creative insults, because you have to be able to do that as a child.
My fans love that. I just come up with something so fucked up, and they'd be like, I can't believe you said that. And I'll look at it. I'll look back, and I'm like, did I actually fucking call her a fucking... Inside Out, Tree Frog, Beetlejuice, the Chicago mayor.
Beetlejuice.
Shit just comes out as part of being an artist. It just fucking comes out. It is what it is.
Usually when you take political office, you do age rapidly, but you don't change into an entirely different character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She started out as like a fucking side character in Beetlejuice and became Beetlejuice. That's a weird transition. Honestly,
that's what happens. Since you brought up Trump a couple times during the show already, let me ask you: do you think he runs in 2024?
No. And honestly, I was one of his biggest supporters. I mean, outspoken. He called me one time because I built this thing on this friend of mine's lawn, this giant T, representing him, and somebody burnt it down, and it was a worldwide story. And he called. We were, because we reached out to the campaign. He wound up calling. And the first thing he said was, first of all, I'm not so happy that you're more famous than me right now. Opened up with a joke. It was great. The ego joke, it was fucking funny as hell. He goes, you're all over the fucking news. You're more happy and more famous than I am. And then whatever. And I said, don't worry about it, Mr. Trump. I'm building it again. I'm working on it right now. It's going to be twice the size. It's going to be huge. And he got a kick out of that. But with that, I get asked that a lot. And I honestly, I get a lot of heat because, again, being a huge Trumper, I just loved who he was. I loved that he was like, well, Scott, I like him too, but he should stop saying it. I said, no, he's talking to us. Obama spoke eloquently, but he did nothing. It's not what a man says. It's what a man does. And that's what I fucking loved about him. He didn't give a fuck because he had no other platform. He didn't have media. Nobody had no platform. So he had his own fucking platform. And I loved that he didn't have a filter. I loved it. I didn't love everything he said. I don't like anything everybody says. But back to the point. I think he did what he had to do. He was there for us, for the people at the right moment. But I think there's some other big players that are just as powerful as him, just as, just as leading, a good leader like DeSantis. I think DeSantis would fucking kill it. If he was on a ticket, if he runs, I'm still going to, support him. But I think it would just make things more ugly because of the sole divisiveness of the fucking left and how, it's still today. They blame him for fucking everything.
Yeah,
it's just insane.
Ridiculous.
That's why Joe Biden got elected. They hated him.
There was some lady
just to get rid of Trump.
There was some lady on MSNBC, and I'm going on Tucker's early next week to talk about this fucking lunacy. But this woman on MSNBC was saying that Trump was installed as president to intentionally weaken NATO. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He went to I think it was in Germany, in Munich. He went to this NATO meeting and was like, hey, why are you guys buying all this oil from Russia? Like, you're fucking yourselves over. Why are you not paying your fair share into NATO like you said you would? Your 2% of GDP, which Germany finally has turned the corner on that, right? Like, he's the one that applied all that pressure to strengthen NATO. And also to stop NATO from continuing to move east, which was antagonizing Russia in the first place. He did all that shit, and now they've got the audacity, after Biden in 1 fucking year took us from energy independent and the largest producer of oil in the world to buying 600,000 barrels a fucking day, 18 million barrels a month from Russia. He did all of that shit and stopped giving the Ukraine the weapons to defend themselves that Trump had started. And he started that back up 6 days ago, by the way. Now he's taking credit for it. All of that shit happened, and they're still trying to blame Trump, a dude that hasn't been in office for a year. It's
absurd. It's surreal. It's actually fucking surreal.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's like the pipeline. What? Because the environment, was it the environment and save the two-headed fucking yellow-bellied sapsucker, whatever it is. Listen, I love nature, as you can see. I got fucking dead animals all over the place, but I do. I am a tree hugger in my way. I grew up in Staten Island in the woods. We actually lived in the woods, and I love nature and everything. But there's a line there, and you got these fucking people that are like, oh well, we gotta take the pipeline. We gotta save the two-headed spotted owl. And I'm like, let me tell you something. When gas is $10 a fucking gallon, nobody is going to give a fuck about your spotted owl. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance, and that's what happens with these lefties. They go way over the fucking top.
Well, that's because those decisions were made out of sympathy and emotion instead of rationality. Jesse Waters, who's on Fox, likes to say this a lot. Green energy is not ready for prime time yet. That is the case. We can only build, I think about 6% of the electrical vehicles we need per year to get to 100%. Right? Just do the math on that. Yeah. 100 divided by 6, that's how many years it's going to take to get to that point where we're not using fossil fuels just for driving cars around, not including everything else, energy and stuff. Nuclear is the option that everybody fucking wants, that makes sense to everybody, except for people that are trying to start wars all over the country or all over the world. That's what they want fucking war.
It's the excessive progressive... green energy is a wonderful thing, but if it fucking works, you can't just jam it. You can't just, it takes time, progress. Now
everybody's boxed themselves in. So the Democrats, the EU Germany especially, and a lot of people here in America, but some states here in America, including California, say they're going to be carbon neutral when it comes to that stuff by 2030. Like, no, you're not. You're just not. That's not you. I promise you, you won't be, because the technology is not there yet, as you like to say.
There
Yeah,
yet.
it's not there.
It's genuinely,
Thank
when
you.
it comes to energy, the technology is sincerely not there yet, and it won't be until probably 2050 to 675, somewhere in that range. Like the storage of, like collection and storage of solar energy and all that stuff, then will be better. But right now, it is this there's no fucking way we can do that. It doesn't work.
Do you have a guess on what year we'll be off the oil, Dick? Because I think electric cars, probably like 2035.
Most of the oil that gets burned isn't refined and inside of cars, first of all. It's in tankers that are going back and forth across the ocean. So electric cars don't do shit.
Okay.
First. And the second part of that is, where does the electricity for the electric car come from?
Yeah, so I guess that's what I wonder. So let's say you did get rid of all the oil, right? And everybody's bitching about gas prices. I know it's $6.39 in LA right now. Jesus Christ, it's $3.40 here. When we moved here, it was like $1.69. It's fucking awesome. It's not anymore. But with that, everybody says, all right, well, you should have gone electric. And it's like, well, there's not enough electric cars for everybody yet. But will that just drive up electricity bills, and will they be the same as gas, I guess?
And what matters is where the electricity comes from. Actually, Mr. LoBaido here's got a pretty good fucking painting on his website that I saw the other day about it. And it's, I think the top half, or maybe it's a meme you posted on Instagram, but the top half is a dude driving a car, and there's a little bit of exhaust coming out of the back. And the other guy, it's an EV car, and it's hooked up to a fucking power plant that's like completely ruining the environment, right? Like, it's where does the electricity come from? Does anybody that fucking tries to moralize you on this electric vehicle bullshit, it's like, okay, where's your electricity coming from?
You know, my mom actually asked me that.
If you don't know, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
'Cause you're not allowed to be in the conversation unless you can answer that question. If you're trying to like morally grandstand on other people for your fucking electric car decision, unless you could tell me where that energy came from, shut the fuck up.
So it's funny. My mom asked me the same thing because she's skeptical. A lot of people in the neighborhood have, Priuses and things like that, right? But she's like, all right, great. Let's say you do switch to electric. Everybody switches to electric. Where does it come from? My only answer to her was, well, I think they give you a battery and they plug it in your garage, and then you just plug it in like you would plug in a golf cart or something like that.
The biggest countries in the world, when I say biggest, I mean population-wise. So China and India, something like 70% of their energy still comes from burning fucking coal, wood, and oil. 70%.
It comes from, listen.
It's 3 billion people.
It comes from kitten breath, and unicorn whiskers. That's where it all comes from. These lithium batteries. There's these little, trees that these gnomes plant, and they pick them, and it's. Listen, you will have to pry my cold, dead fucking hands off of the steering wheel of my fucking Chevy Suburban. Period. God bless you with your little Prius. God bless you. I'm not making fun of you. But when you look at me that I'm killing the baby seals, fuck you. I will hit the fucking gas. I will drive an extra 100 miles just to use more fucking fuel because you pissed me off. Mind your fucking business.
I actually did
and
that.
I'm not a tough guy. I'm just a defensive guy. A righteous man.
I did that once, actually, in the 90s when I was, I guess it was the early 2000s when I was in college. There was I was in a movie theater, and I think I've told this story on the show before. I was in a movie theater, and they had a really obnoxious sign in the bathroom. They had only hand dryers, which is fine, man, whatever. Do whatever you want. It uses more energy than the paper, but who fucking cares, right?
Yeah.
But then the placard they had was like, oh, we're trying to save the world. We don't want to be like those other guys. It wasn't just we're trying to save the world. They tried to denigrate other people. So I fucking burned a tree down in the parking lot. Because fuck them, dude.
That's true, right?
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And I was probably on acid at the time, but fuck them, man.
Whatever, dude. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be on acid and start burning trees
It's
down.
the
That's fine.
hypocrisy. That's what
I
the problem is.
can't deal with hypocrisy. I just can't.
Oh, God, the double standard. Do as I say. Leonardo DiCaprio telling me not to drive my fucking SUV when he's flying around in a fucking jet every day getting fucking laid. Nothing wrong with banging hot chicks, but don't fucking tell me what to do. Don't tell me to wear a mask when you're at the Super Bowl not wearing a mask. Fuck you. Fuck these people. It's all about hypocrisy. All of it.
It really is. And luckily, we get a sponsor that pays for us to talk about this shit from day to day. It's almost shocking that we still have advertising on the show, but we do. If you'll indulge me, and let me read it real quick. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Finest mattresses in the land. 40% off the bundle packages when you combine the adjustable base and the mattress together. 40%. Can't beat it unless you can couple it with a 60-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, which you can if you have decent credit. Also, if you use the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout, you get 30% off every single item. So if you want just some sheets, pillows, just the mattress, maybe just the adjustable base, whatever you want, you can sprinkle it in the cart and you get 30% off all of it. And then boom, tag that onto the 60-month pay-as-you-go program. You're walking out of there with a brand new bedroom set for about $20-25 a month. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. A lot of positive things about that weighted blankets. Everybody keeps talking about that.
Yeah.
Next up, we got drinkinbros.com/store.
Yeah,
D'Anthony.
hey, pull up the site because we've got some new fucking shirts on here.
You got a new hoodie on, dude. I don't have that.
Yeah, well, you're not allowed.
I like that. Is that out?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
it's on
dope.
the site, yeah.
That's dope.
Go switch it to new. So this is the one I was talking about with Jared the other day. Not that one. It's Abraham Lincoln as a crisis actor.
Oh, my God. That's great.
And you can see that's John Wilkes Booth behind him blowing his brains out of his head.
Well, about to.
Yeah, well, about to.
About to, yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
No, and I don't want to spoil it for people.
No, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Lincoln doesn't make it. Go to the other one. This is one that I came up with. I don't know why. I was really high in bed one night. It says shoot first, yeehaw later. And it's a Texas flag inside of Texas with a gun on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm an artist too. And there's actually, if you go back to the main page, there's a new Drinkin Bros Never Drink Alone design that Brittany came up with. It's really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one that I think that might be one that we tinkered with way back in the day, like 2016.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That she brought back. So yeah.
That's great. And then the Bro Box is available. I just got my email that the new one is getting ready to ship. I'm amped about that. So sign up for the Bro Box, $39.99. All you do is type in your shirt size or your sweatshirt size. Boom, you're good to go. And then each month you'll get something completely new. And then you'll never see it again. And them's the rules.
Yeah. We don't. It's limited edition shit.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. And also I'm pretty sure the coins will be done the second or third week of this month, and then we're going to mail them all out to you separately. So they won't be in your box. They'll be in a separate thing.
Envelope. Okay.
Yeah.
And then hardafseltzer.com. When is it launched? Do you know?
It'll be live for Patreon Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no issues with tech. By the way, if you had ordered already, the site was in development mode and test mode when you ordered, so I refunded all your orders already.
Okay.
But it'll be available back to all of you, and we'll put out a new password on Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
And then Friday for Gen Pop, it'll go live.
Okay, perfect. So you guys will still have that crack at it first. Can we commission you to paint a Hard AF Seltzer can for us? Very Warhol-esque. Yeah. Can you see the can on our desk here? Boom. We're probably in a wide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a limited edition Scott LoBaido fucking can.
Yeah, that's our new seltzer that's coming out. Because, look, Warhol was just painting other people's shit. You know? Why can't you?
Campbell's soup. He got famous off that. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't drink that stuff, but I'm in.
Well, you may. This is 8%. So
it's 8%. Yeah.
I'm a whiskey guy myself too, but I drink these 8%ers.
We wanted something hard.
Tito's.
Yeah, we've got 8 empty bottles of Tito's right behind me.
We're big Tito's fans.
Actually, is Nick back? He was gonna. So there's a whole thing today. Have you seen?
He is.
Have you seen how everybody is like dumping out their vodka?
Oh, for Russia?
Like that's stupid. Do something that matters. Give some money to the Ukrainian people that are trying to escape the country or something through Save Our Allies, Tim Kennedy's organization.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Listen,
to do.
I disagree on that.
All right, let's hear it.
I think that the Russian people are suffering. I mean, they're taking them out of all the sports, everything. The Russian people need to suffer because they don't want this fucking happening. Okay? They don't want any of this fucking happening. There's not an imminent attack on the motherland. You know, they're not liberating anybody. Even the military. I think that's why they didn't go in as hard as Putin wanted them to, because they're like, what the fuck are we really doing? So I think that, if the Russian people get out and start saying, fuck this guy, and the Russian military backs up and says, wait a minute, things can change. I think that's the only actual reason.
Well, they're doing it,
the
right?
only way to actually change this. So yes, it's hurting the working man and the product guy in Russia. But hey, listen, it's up to you to make a fucking statement now and let the fucking generals know. Cut the head off the fucking snake, because this cocksucker is in it for himself, and he's going to go down guns blazing. He's getting to that point. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going down guns blazing, and he doesn't give a fuck about Russia at all. So they need to make a fucking decision over that.
They're doing it in mass. There's tens of thousands of people in Moscow and St. Petersburg every day.
Good.
6,000 of them have been arrested so far, and protesting the government in Russia is considered treason. It is punishable by up to 20 years in prison. So 6,000 people have, and that's only the ones that got arrested. Like, there have been tens of thousands of people out there demonstrating. My point is this.
That's the only way to fix this.
Yeah, for sure it is.
It's the only way.
From the inside. That's how we defeated Russia last time. It was through economics, but this time it could be through the will of the people. But yeah, he
doesn't give a fuck about any sanctions or nothing. We all know who he is. He's that old 1939 fucking dictator.
Yeah,
he's the Botox in his fucking chipmunk cheeks get to his fucking head, and he just wants to go down guns blazing. He does not give a fuck. And his Russian people.
I don't think throwing away products that you've already paid for is the solution. Now.
Give them to homeless and let them get fucked up.
Yeah, let them get fucked up. We've actually I've got a plan too. So well played. You're familiar with the drink White Russians, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna call those White Freedoms from now on. And I don't know if that's like racist or not.
Yeah, it sounds super racist. That's off the cuff.
Like I'm gonna start going into bars and demanding white freedom. I want a white freedom now, and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
Right now. I want it right now.
We're changing the name, man. We're taking it back.
Hey, wait, Bob. So did Nick get the stuff to make white Russians?
Yeah, Nick's got the stuff.
Make us white Russians, dude.
No, White Russians, freedom milk.
Oh, freedom milk. Yeah,
you have freedom
let's call
milk
it freedom
back
milk.
Yeah, freedom milk is good.
Nick, let's get some freedom milks going.
I'll take a freedom milk.
Yeah, we'll take a freedom milk.
Nick, make us a round of freedom milks.
Yeah, and then you bring them on set for us. The interesting part about this Russian-Ukrainian war to me is all the countries that don't want to get in are creatively finding ways, like you guys were just discussing, about cutting Russia off in little ways.
Well, I mean,
SWIFT is a big one.
SWIFT is a big one. But they only did it to 80% of the banks, and I understand that's because they don't want to completely cripple the ruble because that fucks all the Russians. Here's what I think. I think that Zelensky's probably close to being as big a piece of shit as Putin. He just doesn't have the abilities that he does. I don't trust either one of those motherfuckers, but what I also know is that the Ukrainian people are dope and the Russian people are dope. They don't want anything to do with any of this bullshit. So however we can solve this without fucking over all the citizens is the best case scenario. And now even Switzerland has laid down its fucking we're not getting involved in anything situation, and they're getting involved as well. That's not what I saw coming.
Correct. I didn't either. And then now breaking news, the U.S. is cutting off Russia's central bank from the U.S. dollar transactions. That's going to hurt as well. It's the little things like the airlines. They shut down the Russian airlines. Soccer, Giorgio. Yep. Soccer. Sorry, buddy. Our producer's a diehard soccer fan. And
so, yeah, if you want a little update on that, the fan I support, Chelsea, was owned by a Russian oligarch, Roman Abramovich, and he had to turn over stewardship of the club to the trust.
No shit.
Yeah.
So little things like this help without actually getting into a war that not a lot of people necessarily care to get into.
It seems like everybody in the international world, especially on the left, are talking about let's get money, buy guns and rockets and shit and send them to Ukraine. Like, I don't know if that's the right answer because that's what we did with the Mujahideen in Afghanistan in the late 1980s, and that turned into the goddamn Taliban. Now, I'm not saying that Ukraine is going to turn into the fucking Taliban or anything like that, but we don't know who we're giving fucking... When you just throw guns at something, you don't know where the guns are going.
Right.
There's $90 billion worth
it never ends up pretty.
No, it never ends up pretty. No, there's $90 billion of our guns and equipment just floating around with the Taliban in Afghanistan right now because of this exact same bullshit. We shouldn't be doing that again.
And let me ask you this.
I think the social media...
Yeah,
I think it's the social media. Again, it's not 1939. It's not 1984. It's 2022. And social media, if people just start showing more videos of those Russian citizens fucking saying, fuck this. I want to see some Russian military folks saying, fuck this. I'm laying my shit down. You know, that this is the weapon right here is this, because the regular media, I don't care whether it's fucking conservative or liberal, they are eating the shit. They know what we're saying, how that could work, but they will never mention that because they need to sell sponsors.
Yeah.
That's all. You know how the media works.
Well, the only person I hear talking about it is Tucker Carlson like that. And the left and even Newsmax now is calling him a fucking, like, oh, he's a Russian agent. You're just parroting Putin's talking points. Like, no, I'm just saying that we shouldn't be sending troops to the Ukraine.
Yeah,
no way.
Like, what? That doesn't make me a Russian agent, bro. That makes me a reasonable human being that doesn't want to get involved in another 25-year-long fucking war.
And that's the other side of this is whenever people say that, it's like, hey, dude, were you not pissed off when we pulled out of Afghanistan and left a shit ton of our own people there? But now you want to hop back into another war super quick?
Yeah.
When the other one's not wrapped up?
War, you make a lot of money in war, right?
Yeah.
A lot. Well, we don't make a lot of money in war. They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
It's a big
Think
club
of the
in UNL.
shit that we left over there.
Oh, my
the
God.
fucking billions of dollars of fucking equipment and military vehicles and ammunition. What the fuck?
More breaking news here. It says Putin is holding crisis talks with his top economic advisors as the ruble crashed to a record low against the U.S. dollar.
You think they're going to go American and just print a bunch more of them?
Why not? And then, but here's the crazier thing: the Russian central bank has just now more than doubled its interest rates to 20%.
20% interest rates.
Oh boy,
Jesus Christ!
It'd be hard to get
Do
a
you
house.
really think he gives a fuck? Do you really think that he gives a shit at this
Well, he
point?
cares about his own money, but I don't know how much of it is in rubles. It's probably
I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just that guy. It's it. He's had his run. Now it's time to go down in history as the fucking scumbag. The guy that went down and didn't give a fuck about anything, especially his own people. It's an egomaniac, and there's only one guy. His military high rank, they should just coup d'etat, take him out. Don't have to just, it's mind-boggling. There's no real, forget about, the blame game is going on forever. Well, it's NATO's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's Biden's fault. I think it's Biden's fault because he didn't do this any other time. He did it now when the guy's fucking wiping his own shit with a fucking rubber glove. But neither here nor there at this point. I just think it's up to the Russian military and the Russian citizens to just say, hey, because Russia's fucked after this. Russia's fucked. Russia is fucked forever after this, no matter what happens, unless this guy gets out, this is taken out or whatever. And they just, okay, we're backing out. We're backing down. We're backing down.
Yeah, if he gets taken out, I think people are willing to move on. And I also agree with something that you said earlier towards the top of the show, where it doesn't seem like the people want this at all in Russia. Even their tennis stars over the weekend were coming out saying, dude, we don't want this. Who's the guy he's played for Washington, the Capitals forever.
Alex Ovechkin.
Yes.
They were also, by the way, booted out of the hockey version of FIFA.
Correct.
So they're getting fucked. That's probably more meaningful to them.
Look, whatever it takes, though, it's these little things that keep adding up.
Yep.
And eventually it catches up to you. Cheers. We got some freedom milk that was made for us by Nick.
Like your producer said, that's a big thing because sports is pride. Sports is pride.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm a NASCAR fan. Think about if that happened here. Like NASCAR's shut down. We're taking it away. I'd lose my fucking mind. It's pride. Your local team, the Yankees, whatever it is. That's pride. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Who's your favorite NASCAR driver?
Is it Bubba Wallace?
Actually, he's not bad.
No, he's gotten better.
He was second.
No, his
Daytona 500.
His first couple of years when he was running his mouth the whole time, he fucking stunk. And now that he's shut up, he's actually pretty good at driving. He drives the petty car out of Vegas.
It's because the sponsors said, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he drives Richard Petty's old car, 43.
Well, you know who owns it, too.
I don't know.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's at Vegas Motor Speedway.
Is it really?
That's where their shop is. Yeah, it's right next to Dream Racing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your guy? I was sad when Junior retired.
Yeah, Junior was my guy. Of course, Dale. I've been a NASCAR fan since I'm 16 years old, and I've been going to races. I go to Daytona 500 all the time. I did a portrait of Richard Petty live right in front of him, the speed painting. Gave it to him for his 80th birthday, which was like meeting Babe Ruth to me. But Brad Keselowski is my guy. I don't like the rookies. They have to work for my love and respect. But when he won, if you remember, when he won a race, you grab the you're supposed to grab the checker flag and do a lap. Mm-hmm. He grabbed the American flag. And that gave me a fucking Woody. And I was like, okay, this is the guy. And I wound up meeting him, and I painted the side of his mobile trailer and did some other work for him. So that was cool.
That's awesome. Nick, on your Freedom Milk, as far as the quality of this, okay? It's super fucking strong, which I love, obviously. Well, so I'm proud of you for that.
That's how it's made. It's vodka and Kahlua, so it's two different kinds of booze, and then just a little bit of half and half.
So all the ones that I've had were always in Vegas, and they were real watered down.
They're made for pussies, dude.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is some great Freedom Milk right here.
I think we should make this. Like, there's got to be a made cocktail in a can that's like this, right? So somebody makes White Russians that are in a can somewhere. We should make one and call it Freedom Milk.
Yeah, Cutwater does a White Russian. Cutwater is the. Let's make me ask.
They're never strong enough, though, Bob.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna throw up White Russian in a fucking can. I'm gonna throw the fuck up.
Look, if
I'm old school, man, straight vodka, a little whiskey before I go to bed, a little bourbon before I go to bed.
What's your bourbon? What's your bourbon?
Actually, I'm a Scotch guy. Blended whiskey, the Johnny Walker series. I don't like single malts. Too much agita, too smoky.
Yeah.
But
I'm all over the smoke.
I am too.
I'm
smoke.
mostly Islay Scotch. Like Lagavulin is my favorite, but it's if you don't have the digestional temperament for it, it can cause you some problems for sure.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. But anyway, my favorite line in the world, and you guys probably know this. Dean Martin said it all the time. He got it from Joey Lewis. I feel sorry for people who don't drink. Because when they wake up in the morning, that is the best they're going to feel for the rest of the day.
Yep. Fuck that. It's true.
I love this guy, dude. This has been a fucking fun show today.
Yeah.
How many are you deep there? How many glasses deep are you in?
You talking to me?
Yeah. I know how much
she's
you've been drinking.
One.
Oh, it's your
This
second
is my
one.
second one. I got painting to do. After this, I got to get the painting, and I can't be, I got to have my, so 2 is good for now. Then I'll do some work, and then tonight I'll go out and empty out some fucking bottles.
How hard do you go on a Monday night?
I have a couple of drinks every fucking night. Every single day I have a couple of drinks. You never see me wasted. I'm not like back in the day. I did everything. I did every drug you can imagine. I'm an 80s fucking kid. I did it all, a lot of it. So I just got my booze now. Once in a while, I'll take a little dab of something to calm my nerves because otherwise somebody's going to die. That's why I smoke. Keeps me from killing people.
Mm-hmm, sure.
But I love my drink. I love my fucking booze. I love it. I love my cigarettes. I love my booze.
How about
I'm an artist. I'm not supposed to live long.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, who's your favorite artist? I saw that a Basquiat painting is going for $70 million as of this morning.
Good Lord.
Yeah, who's your guy? You
got to start doing heroin, man.
No shit. You got to OD.
Scott LoBaido is my favorite artist.
Besides yourself, who do you got?
I'm a big fan of the old masters. Caravaggio, Michelangelo. I go to the Met. I don't like modern art, contemporary art, but I like the old masters. It's amazing stuff.
Do you ever mentor anybody at your studio?
No. Just I do my work. I got too much work to do. I don't have time to teach. People say, Scott, you make a ton of money doing classes. I don't have time. And plus, I'm going to teach these kids, I'm going to touch that fucking paint. That's expensive. Don't fucking touch that. Sit the fuck down. Here's your crayons.
Yeah, but that's like that old trope about your dad teaching you how to work on cars. No, actually, my dad taught me how to stand there and hold a fucking flashlight and get yelled at. That's what I really learned. I taught myself how to work on cars later.
Yeah.
when he wasn't around. That's
he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinking Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you, helped you become the person you are today. Who would you like to give the Drinking Bro of the Week to?
Talking to me?
Oh, yeah, Scott. I'm not talking to Dan. I see this motherfucker every day.
Yeah, sure.
Ronald Reagan.
Why Ronald Reagan?
He inspired me. He inspired me to become a patriot. He inspired me to love this country. That shining city on the hill.
And it was all started with Ronald Reagan for you?
Pretty much so. The patriotism.
Okay.
The last real conservative before him was Eisenhower, right? Like Nixon was a fucking criminal shitbag. And then you had
But he
Carter
was
after that.
Reagan was an actor. He was an artist.
Yeah.
An artist that became the president of the United States. And the beauty about Reagan, everybody's got faults, was he brought patriotism back when we needed it. That's what I love about him. That shining city on the fucking hill. That shining city on the hill. Listen to that speech. It'll make you cry. And it just kicked me. My grandmother had 3 paintings in her kitchen. It was Frank Sinatra, Pope John Paul II, and Ronald Reagan. And she just kind of brought me into that whole, it's about America. The flag was always in her yard when we were kids playing. Grandpa was World War II. We didn't even know we played around the flag, but it was always crisp. It was always there. And it took me, a while to grow up and say, hey, I understand now. I understand. And that's why I express my love for this flag, my love for my veterans, my military, these guys that I help raise money with, and these guys coming back from Afghanistan with no legs and one arm. They did that for me, so I could be a crazy motherfucker and paint and say whatever the fuck I want. That's why I do what I do, for them, because of that. And when I see these other artists that are ungrateful and desecrate that flag, they're not pissing me off. You're not getting a point across to your cause when you're burning a flag. You're just making a veteran cry, a World War II veteran cry, who sacrificed you to express your grievances, but under that flag. There's a whole nother story there. Anyway, before I leave, I want to be able to talk about my documentary quickly.
Please do. No, look, we have nothing but time. Go ahead.
It's a pitch. I get crazy, okay, because I see George Soros handing out millions upon millions of dollars of any 2-bit creative activist as long as they want to bring America down. And I've spent 30 years eating shit, fighting this fight, and I can't get a dime from all of these rich conservative patriots, George Soros's on the right. It pisses me off. And I'm always sensitive with my expressions and everything. So this documentary about my life, it's not a narcissistic thing. It's about this conservative artist, this fighter against political correctness, this promoter of Americanism, and all the arrests and the beatings and everything. And it's all combined into this beautiful documentary like nothing's ever been done before like this. And I can't get somebody to fucking help me fund this. We're complete with the filming, but now it's the editing. You guys are in, you guys are in the business. The graphics, you need licensing and stuff. So I'm reaching out to people to help me finish this fucking documentary. It's coming out this summer. It has to, because it's going to change the course of this election. It's going to fire people up and let them see and hear. You see my 60-second post on social media. That's not enough to get out. So this is, it's about my life, but it's about the fucking real ass patriot who saw this a long time ago and who was Paul Revere and tried to warn all you folks. And here we are. But it's a beautiful piece of footage. It's sad. It's ugly. It's scary. It's emotional. I'm in handcuffs a lot. It's beautiful. So I need help. So you got to go to my website, ScottLoBaido.com. I don't make anything. If I was going to be rich and famous, I would have done it 20 fucking years ago and succumbed to these jerk-offs in the art world. I do this because I am a voice for the voiceless through my insanity, believe it or not. So I need help getting this fucking thing done. Go to my website, ScottLoBaido.com. Help me out. Help me continue to be this insane fucking voice.
Scott, let me ask you, what point in the process are you? Is it edited together already?
Have you done assembly? Or
no,
is
the
it...
editing is happening now. All the filming is done. The editing is, again, my director is on his own. We're getting some donations coming in, a little dribs and drabs. But again, my point is, there's a million millionaires out there, gazillionaires that believe in what I do. Be my George Soros. Fund this fucking thing. This isn't, it's not about me. It's that simple. But I love that people are sending $10, $100 here and there. So now it's time to do the, composition of the music, getting the, the clearances for footage. I'm on every news channel, Ingram, Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, filmed all over every news station in America, but you got to pay for this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The music has to tie into it. I got patriotic music that we have to buy. There's graphics that have to be done. So some people are donating their time, but it'll just help get this thing done. Again, the moral of the story is to change this fucking election, to make sure we win this election. And I know what I've done over 30 years is going to fire people the fuck up.
Yeah, and I know, in post-production, what he's talking about is music, for example. If you're scoring something wall-to-wall on a documentary, I'm assuming you're probably coming in right around 90 minutes, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Yep. Usually that's 15 to 20K if you have a bro in the industry who can score that wall-to-wall. Coloring, you're looking at another 5K. And then where do you hope this lands, Scott?
Well, what do you mean, the documentary?
Yeah, like Amazon, or are you going to release it for free
we're
on
gonna
YouTube?
pitch it, through Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and all of that. But I'm definitely, I'm a traveling man. I like the public. I love my public. We're going to premiere it here in Staten Island at the end of July, and then we're going to move it down where our fan base has grown tremendously. So I'm going to hit the whole East Coast, Florida, Jersey, Virginia, the Carolinas. I got big fans of Carolinas. And we're going to do a movie premiere and travel it around. We're not doing any of these fucking festivals, these fucking film festivals, because they're a bunch of liberal fucks and they won't even look at me.
Yeah, they wouldn't even have your movie in there. I can promise you that.
No, but what we're going to do is we're going to, the Tribeca Film Festival, if it works out timing, we're just going to find a fucking wall and I'm just going to show the fucking film on the fucking wall. Without their fucking approval.
Good. Maybe
Scott LoBaido style.
Maybe fucking De Niro will just keel over right there.
Yeah, go down to Tribeca and take it to De Niro right outside of where he lives. I can give you the address.
I already gave him some love. I had this giant billboard, this 25-foot traveling billboard. My friend has a mobile billboard, and I had this giant Trump 2020 thing on it with Trump jacked up with muscles. And I parked it right in front of his restaurant for 2 hours. It was fucking priceless. Drove it through Chelsea. Parked it in front of CNN, parked it in front of The View, while all of these fucking assholes were going in to see The View. And of course, people were threatening me, throwing shit, but I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
That's what's in the movie. That's what's in this documentary. It's me getting arrested, dressing up as a Christmas tree in the Staten Island ferry when these two assholes were offended by a Christmas tree. So our asshole mayor said no more Christmas trees. So I went right there as a Christmas tree. Tons of shit like that. Tons of it. Tons. It's beautiful stuff.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Who's chiming in over there? What do you got?
I just want to say I'm offended by his use of tree face, and I would like to end this show.
Yeah,
trees are going to come after you. Now, the big tree lobby is done with your bullshit.
Yep. Trees are people, too. Scott, tell us one more time where to find you to donate.
And the name of the documentary is The Relentless Patriot, right?
Yeah, The Relentless Patriot.
Okay.
And ScottLoBaido.com. And it'll take you to the site where you can donate. But you also can see a promo reel of some of my arrests and some of my flag paintings, me with veterans. You can read about what it's about. And, of course, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. And you check out my daily. I'm telling you, I rant every fucking day, and it's funny as hell because it's 60 seconds, and I go fucking berserk.
I love that your sizzle reel is just you getting arrested. That's the greatest thing of all time. We're making one for the Seltzer right now.
It's part of it.
It's awesome. This has been a fucking blast today. We appreciate you being here, Scott. Please check out his documentary when it comes to you. In the meantime, donate, go to his websites, and help him complete it. It is costly in post-production trying to complete these films.
And buy some art, you fucking Philistines.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Improve your lives.
I got a lot of stuff. I got prints. I got T-shirts, political stuff. I got Trump stuff. I got veteran stuff, a lot of cool flag stuff. Just go to my site. You'll see it all.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Scott, for being here.
Plug. Thank you for that plug.
Absolutely, dude. This was a blast of a Monday afternoon. Cheers. Nick, thank you for the Freedom Milk.
Yep.
I appreciate it. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros